Good morning, my superheroes. Today's topic is simple food preservation. You are all welcome back to online class. Food preservation is a way to prevent food from spoilage. That is, this process will prevent the microorganisms from growing and multiplying so as not to spoil food. Food preservation is also an act of keeping food for a longer period of time before it is consumed. It may involve 1. Changing the form of the foodstuff to another food through processing. For example, raw pepper can be processed to dry pepper. 2. The addition of other substances. For example, adding of salt to food. Reasons for preserving food. 1. It prevents food spoilage. 2. It helps the food to be in best condition during the off-season. That is, when the food is no longer in season, it will still prevent the food. 3. It decreases wastage of food. 4. It makes the food to be available when it is out of season. Signs of spoiled food. 1. Bad smell. Once you perceive the odor that is not favorable, that means the food is no longer good. 2. They can get rotten or rancid. 3. Changing of color and texture. These are the signs of spoiled food. Methods of food preservation. Salting, refrigeration, canning, drying, and smoking. Salting is the preservation of food with dry edible salt. That is the type of salt that we normally use for preparing food at home. The salt removes much of the water present in the food and inhibits the growth of bacteria. That is, it prevents the growth of bacteria. Refrigeration is the act of keeping food in the refrigerator, and this makes the microorganisms inactive because of the cold temperature of the refrigerator. For example, if there is no light for 2 days, after 2 days, you will notice that the food is no longer in the best condition. At times, it may start smelling. Why? Because microorganism is already reacting on those foods. So that is why when the food is kept in the refrigerator, the cold temperature of the refrigerator will make the microorganisms not to be active. So refrigeration is the act of keeping food in the refrigerator, and this makes the microorganisms inactive because of the cold temperature of the refrigerator. Canning. Canning is a process whereby the food is being processed under certain machines and kept in an airtight container. For example, evaporated milk, sardine, etc. All these canned food, they are being processed under certain machine and under warm temperature. So as a result of that, microorganisms will not be able to react on those foods. Immediately after the canned food is opened, microorganisms will start reacting because of once they are exposed to air, microorganisms will start to react. But canning is the process whereby the food is being processed under certain machines and kept in an airtight container. For example, evaporated milk, sardine. As you can see the picture on the screen, the food is being processed right from here. If you look at it properly, to this way, to this side. So this is canning to undergo industrial processes. Now, drying is a process where food is being exposed to heat, that is oven. That method is called artificial drying, because the food is put inside an equipment that uses artificial heated air with controlled temperature like oven. That is artificial drying. And sunlight, that is natural drying. Natural drying is done by placing the food in a flat container, as you can see it on the screen, and leaving it in the sun to dry. And this causes the water content to reduce. For example, fish, maize, beans, yam, plantain. This plantain, after drying, the plantain will now be grinded into plantain flour. Smoking is one of the oldest methods of food preservation, and the food is exposed to fire through overheated charcoal like this, or firewood. This place is charcoal and firewood. For example, smoked fish. My superheroes, please ensure you attempt your quiz on the Edmodo platform, and also attempt question on Edmodo platform for common entrance preparation. Please, my superheroes, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.